All right, all right. Hello, all you sports fans out there in podcast land, and welcome once again to another edition of Babbling Brooks, your new favorite podcast, where I, your host Brooks, try to bring you some of today's sports news with just a little twist of my point of view. Hope everyone has had a great week and ready for the weekend. Of course, it is now my week. My work week started this earlier today, so it's my Monday evening. Well, it's Friday for most of y'all out there in the world, I guess. Who knows what your schedule is? Whatever days are all, it's all relative. You can enjoy yourself. I'm just glad I work days, so if I wanted to, I could go do something tonight. I'm being kind of lazy. Just got home from work, got some new shoes. My shoes were falling apart, my work shoes. Kind of blew out on me, and I almost waited too long to get the new shoes, but they came here before the old shoes totally fell apart, like the Carolina Panthers football season appears to have done. Now nervous to see who's going to get traded. Some of the stuff I could see, I'm not dying to see Jeremy Chin get traded, but I mean, he's hurt right now. If you're going to see one of the young guys on defense get traded, I guess maybe it's him. He's already going to miss some time, at least probably a few weeks due to injury. If we can get something decent for him, he's got a lot of potential. So I don't prefer not to see him go, but I definitely don't want to see Brian Burns or especially Frankie Louvu get traded. Both have been just brilliant gems in our dusty-ass team. Did a big part of the defense. I mean, maybe I guess you could see if you get an insane offer. They're still saying that Brian Burns can still fetch 2 first-round picks. So there are things that I like about that, considering that this team does not have a first-round pick next year, missing some picks overall due to the trade that we used to move up to number 1 to take Bryce Young. But I still don't feel great about seeing Brian Burns get traded, or same with Frankie Louvu. A lot of potential, and Burns is such a special player. It could be, a foundational piece on that defense while we try to get the offense, figured out. And I'm okay with Terrence Marshall the Jr. They okayed him seeking a trade. We're not going to really get much for him. Don't know if it's his fault. I don't think it's necessarily his fault. He just never really has had enough, feels like he hasn't had enough chance to shine. Kind of losing some time, like a lot of our young players did, to the Matt Rule debacle, is what we're calling that hire and that tenure. Kind of a lot of wasted opportunities overall. But we'll see what happens. The Panthers are off this week. I'm going to actually do a game-by-game preview, just little thoughts on each one. Just a quick episode, because I did not do my football episode yesterday. So I want to kind of at least talk about going into it. So last night, of course, Week 7 kicked off, Thursday Night Football, and I like the way it ended. The AFC South team beating the NFC South team, the Jaguars. Of course, the Panthers co-expansion team came into the league at the same time, both of them fighting cats, and they beat the Saints, who we all fucking hate. Falcons fans, Panthers fans, we all say fuck the Saints. So good to see the Saints lose. I'm still feeling good about what I said about Derek Carr in the offseason. How he was a good quarterback. Not great necessarily. And I'm glad we didn't give him a lot of money. Leave that to New Orleans. And now, we'll see what happens. The Panthers are 0-6. But we're still in the division race. Because, it's the NFC. Ouch! It's the NFC South this year. And hey, we've won the division with a losing record. So we got to do better than we're doing now, because you don't want to give. Yeah, it doesn't really matter what pick you give the Bears at this point, but you don't want to give them a number 1 pick. It's just a waste of a shitty season. You only want to have that shitty of a season when you have your own draft pick. But there is some hope for the Panthers coming out the bye. If they can get a 3-game winning streak going right out the gate, then shit, we could be cooking with grease. But like I said, Jaguars did start the week off with the W in New Orleans. Some games coming up this week. Falcons and the Buccaneers. It's in Tampa. So I feel like I should go with the Buccaneers. You know, they kind of did struggle last week whenever they played last. I think they were off last week. But I'm going to go with the Falcons. And this is, me being maybe a homer being here in the ATL. I am, not this game. But a lot of it's just, it'll be good for the Panthers if the Falcons win compared to the Buccaneers. Because whoever wins will have 4 wins, but it'll be a better record for the Buccaneers. They still got some games to lose in between. We play them twice more this year. We ain't played them one bit yet. There's like 2 of the Panthers' 4 games against a winning team. A team with a winning record as of now. Down the stretch after the bye. 2 of those games are against the Bucs. I don't know if that really counts. Because I don't think they're going to be 500. The Falcons, Bijan Robinson, Kyle Pitts. Somebody's going to have a big game. Falcons get a win on the road. Go 4-3 before they lose to get evened out again. Because, I'll be rooting against them next week. Steelers and the Rams. Which I wish they were doing like a double header on Fox and CBS so I could actually watch this game at 4:05. At least the second half of it. It could be an interesting game, man. Steelers and Rams in LA. Rams trying to go above 500. Steelers trying to win. They don't want to go even, go to 500. Offense has struggled overall, but it is still a Mike Tomlin coach team, so you really can't rule them out. But I think the Rams, I'm going Steelers in this one. I was going to pick the Rams because it's in Los Angeles. But I don't know, maybe Mike Tomlin finds a way. Gets a help from from their Watt brother they got there. And I'm going to say the Steelers get the win to go to 4-2. Browns and the Colts. Big news in this game right now. Looks like Deshaun Watson, who was questionable. A lot of people not thinking he'd be playing in this one. Looks like he put in a full practice today up there in Cleveland. So he should be there to face the Colts, taking on Gardner Minshew as Anthony Richardson, the rookie phenom, is out for the season. Kind of torn in this one, but because I like rooting for Gardner Minshew. I think it's fun to watch. Like anytime there's kind of scrappy backups can come out and do something unexpectedly. But in this case, with Deshaun Watson healthy, and then that Browns defense, look what they just did to the 49ers. I think they're going to ride that wave. The Browns get the win on the road in this case. The Bills also going to get a win on the road. Not much of a point talking about this game. The Patriots are not very good this year. Not one bit. And the Bills are ready to keep rolling. You're going to go to 5-2 with this win. Patriots are going to be 1-6 after this weekend. Commanders going up to Jersey to take on them Jersey Giants. They get Daniel Jones. He's questionable but expected to play. Saquon Barkley is, he's back, kind of getting some rhythm going. But maybe Brian Robinson. Maybe that's going to be the running back with a big game in this one. Curtis Samuel. Going to get a touchdown. Could be a running touchdown. Could be a receiving touchdown. The former Panther is going to score, though. The Commanders going to get a win. It's going to be a close one, though. Believe this will be a fight. But I'm going with the Commanders. Ron Rivera, Eric Bieniemy, those guys. Lions going to Baltimore. This is going to be a game to watch. Or not for me, because I will be washing dishes while this game is on. But I'm definitely going to be watching some highlights. Lions, they're 5-1 right now. A lot of people talking about the Lions could be a potential Super Bowl team. That's not something you're used to hearing outside of like certain parts of Detroit, maybe. But even then, they're realistic enough to know, man, we suck. But they don't suck no more, y'all. They ain't sucking it a bit. Ravens, Lamar Jackson been able to find a way to get stuff done. This is a home game for the Ravens, and that's why I'm picking Baltimore. Lamar Jackson going to get it done on the ground and in the air. It's like Paul Revere. 2 if by land, 1 if by sea. Lamar Jackson going to get the W in the Baltimore City. Lions are it's going to be a good game, though. I think this will be a game that could potentially go to overtime. It's going to be a battle. but I've given the Ravens the home field advantage in this scenario. The Raiders going on the road to take the Bears on in Chicago. The Bears quarterback is a guy that, because Justin Fields is out, but not out very long, potentially. They're not expecting him to need to go to IR as of now. And he's not going to have like surgery, I believe, but he is out for now. And the quarterback is going to be Tyson Bagent, what was the name of that school? He was he was not a big-time college football player. He played Division II football at Shepherd University in West Virginia. His dad told him had a feeling early on he'd play in the NFL, but didn't know if he'd get a chance after that college game. Played it with some mining college, is who he last played against. And the Raiders, Garoppolo, he's injured, but not usually a big shock. Hoyer looks like it's gonna be Brian Hoyer. They had a rookie O'Connell out of Purdue who started, but you're gonna give Hoyer, came off the bench and did some stuff. And I'm gonna go. Oh man, I feel like I should go. The Raiders, they got they got a veteran quarterback, even though he's a veteran backup, still a veteran quarterback. They got Devontae Adams, and torn in this one, man. I kind of want to go with the Bears. Home game, something just crazy is gonna happen. It's gonna be probably an ugly game, one of those games that the Raiders give away in one shape or another, one shape or form. But yeah, I'm going to go with the Bears, going with the underdogs in this one. The hometown guys. Cardinals are flying up to Seattle, take on them other birds, the Seahawks. The Seahawks are, I think Seahawks going to win this game, man. That's a tough one. Tough one for the Cardinals to win. They are supposed to get James Conner back, though, so that can be good for them. I kind of want to go for an upset here. I like some of what I've seen from Josh Dobbs. They do have Marquise Brown. But, I think Jamal Adams hadn't played at home in more than a year. That's weird. I didn't realize that. But yeah, the Seahawks are going to win. They got the 12th man behind them. Seahawks going to beat the Cardinals in this one. Cardinals might make it interesting, though. And home team that is not going to win is the Broncos. Sorry, Zach. The Packers are going to go on the road and beat the Broncos. I don't see a reason to pick Sean Payton in this one. I don't like, you're going to root against them anyway. And the Packers are a better team, man. Jordan Love, they're getting Aaron Jones back at running back. Packers win on the road. Chargers and the Chiefs should be a battle. Chiefs win this one. It's like they pretty much got the division locked up, especially if the Raiders lose in Chicago. But even then, it'll feel like it's their division if they get the win. And I think they'll get the win. I think the Chargers is going to be a back and forth. But I think the Chiefs are kind of getting closer to figuring stuff out. Seems like they're kind of playing with their food a little bit. And the Chargers just seem to find a way to lose a lot of games. I'll be surprised if their coach stays on after this year, unless they turn things around. Honestly, if they lose a couple more games, he might not make it through the year. There's been questions around, especially when you lose so many close games. That boils down a lot of times to coaching. Not necessarily, but a lot of times. That's going to be a common denominator in such situations. And how about this? Sunday Night Football. A lot of times I don't stay up for Sunday Night Football, y'all. But I'm going to try to stay up for Sunday Night Football this week. And you should too on NBC. Well, hey, Peacock, give me a promo, Peacock. I gave y'all one. People are going to watch specifically because I told them to. So pay me, Peacock. Or at least let me have it for free so I can watch all the wrestling I want. We can work out that deal, right? Anyway, Dolphins are going to swim up to Philly. Eagles just took their first loss last week. The first time the Jets have ever beat them in the history of the NFL. The Jets had not ever beat the Eagles, and now they have. And this is another game I am kind of torn on. Something to watch in this one. Jalen Ramsey did just return to practice. probably, for the Dolphins, I should say, probably not going to be ready for this game. But, it is the Sunday night game. Gives them, at least a couple extra hours to get ready to play. But, if they get Jalen Ramsey out there, I think that puts the Eagles over the edge. The Dolphins over the edge. They get the win. But they're really going to have to step up. This is a road game. Philadelphia fans going to be rowdy. Pissed off they just lost to the fucking Jets. But, man, I don't know. The way Tyreek Hill been running after he catches the ball, he's just so fast. They call him Cheetah for a reason. He's tough to catch. Not a lot of defensive players can stop Tyreek Hill once he gets going with that ball. Unless you just happen to be in between him and the end zone, but you're probably not going to catch up with him. If it's a foot race, Tyreek's going to win that. Mostert, super fast, running the ball really well. Tua, silencing the haters and the doubters. A lot of people are questioning what Tua can do. And he's shown us what he can do with being healthy, with playmakers around him, coach that believes in him, is able to empower him to make incredible plays. Mike McDaniel's got to be one of my favorite, definitely new coaches in the NFL as of the last couple of years. Might be one of my favorite active coaches currently. Seems like a fun dude. Definitely the NFL coach I would most like to smoke a joint with. Don't know that he smokes, but hey, man, they ain't testing. Meet you and Ricky Williams. I'd love to meet Ricky Williams, Dolphins legend. I forget that he played with the Saints too, but I'm gonna go with the Dolphins, man. And maybe it's just because I can't pick Philly in anything right now. I'm still hurting. Y'all, from the fucking Braves losing to the Phillies. I'm gonna be hurting until Ronald Acuna Jr. gets announced as the MVP, and hopefully the Diamondbacks come back and upset the Phillies. They did win last night, so they're not getting swept. And, got another game in Arizona tonight. And I want to see, if it's Rangers and Diamondbacks, I'll actually watch the World Series. I'm not watching Phillies Astros. I'll be rooting for the Astros. Can't root against Dusty Baker in that situation. Dusty Baker all day. Oh, excuse me. A little gassy. Not Dusty Baker, but me. So, yeah, the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins are going to get the big road win. And the Eagles, man, there'll be back-to-back losses for the Eagles. This one's a little bit easier to take than the other one. But you're still not going to be a great feeling. But I can't rule out. This could be a Super Bowl preview. Jalen Hurts, went to the Super Bowl last year and lost. But he wants to go back. And he's got some talent there, man. He just got Julio Jones. I was surprised there were people that were surprised that they got him. Why wouldn't you get Julio Jones to be your third option? Yeah, he's not the same Julio Jones he was 4 years ago. None of us are the same whatever we were 4 years ago because we all are aging. At least as far as I know. Could be some of y'all out there with some superpowers or some technology I don't know about. We're all aging. And, Julio Jones still, he may not be able to do what he did as often as he did it. But he can still do it. He's still capable. He's still an athlete. Still as a few years ago, one of the best wide receivers in the game for a while. And he's not that anymore. But he can be for a play here, a play there. Somebody that especially could come in handy in the playoffs. Maybe Julio doesn't do a whole lot in the regular season. But that could be a big pickup for a playoff game. Everybody's watching A.J. Brown. And I'm going blank. I really just totally forgot the other guy. Devontae Smith. I was like, oh no, don't tell me I'm forgetting his name. His teammate, I just talked about Jalen Waddle. But I think the Dolphins find a way to get the win, especially if Jalen Ramsey ends up playing. Because that really throws things off. But you can't discount the Julio pickup, I think, for the Eagles, giving them that third option. It's a pretty damn good third option. And the only other game left that we have yet to pick for this week is Monday Night Football. Another one I might have to try to watch, especially it's on ABC again. Maybe they're not getting good enough numbers on ESPN. I remember saying how I wish they'd go back to ABC. Used to be all Monday Night Football games were on ABC. Then Disney got fucking greedy and put it on ESPN, where you got to have some sort of cable or something, to pay to watch it. You couldn't just get it with your free antenna that Obama bought you. Y'all remember when Obama bought us some antennas? It was one of the best things he did. Because he sure didn't close Guantanamo. Killed a lot of people with robots, just like the rest of them. But that's a whole other episode. The 49ers and the Vikings, no robots involved as far as I know. But, maybe Brock Purdy, maybe he's a robot, people have been saying. I'm not saying he is. I just wanted to tie into the robot shit somehow. But Brock Purdy's this will be a fun game, man. 49ers, just like the Eagles, coming off their first loss of the season. Unlike the Eagles, I'm not going to pick the 49ers to lose back-to-back games. Of course, Christian McCaffrey could end up missing time. Deebo Samuel, all these guys are questionable. But the good thing about Monday Night Football does give them that extra day to get themselves ready to go. And the way Kyle Shanahan coaches, the way his team is set up, thanks to the GM Lynch there, they don't need necessarily to have everybody on there. And I think at least Deebo plays. I wouldn't be surprised to see McCaffrey play. He's a pretty tough dude. For everybody talking about he's not going to last. He's not big enough. It's been a year since the Panthers traded him. Still not quite over that. At least I knew it was coming once they signed him to that big deal. Because running backs usually get traded after that anyway, especially in Carolina. And I hated to see him go, man. The Panthers will probably end up regretting that. Still regret the way they ended it with Cam, man. It wasn't right. We didn't even get nothing in return for Cam. At least C-Mac, we got something in return. But yeah, 49ers going to win this one and have tied with the Dolphins. Best record in football. Lions could be there, but I still think the Ravens get the win in that game. And like I said, Panthers are off this week, and then next week, the Texans coming to Charlotte. And C.J. Stroud has looked a lot better than Bryce Young so far. But this game's in Charlotte, and this team, hopefully, is going to have some good vibes going. Thomas Brown calling the plays. And Bryce Young, y'all got to see, has gotten better with each week lately. A little slowly sometimes, incremental, but it is noticeable, and it's there. And so you can't rule us out, man. These Panthers are going to keep on pounding. But hey, man, I just want to do a quick little episode. Didn't want to take up too much time. I actually want to finish watching the Hawks. They're playing right now in Philadelphia, their final preseason game. It's kind of like the dress rehearsal. A lot of times they call it. So giving the starters more minutes than they've had. The Hawks were looking all right. They went on an 11-0 run right before I started this. So looking okay. The 76ers not quite full strength because who knows what's going on James Harden. Looked like he was ready to start playing, and then he went to Houston apparently. Apparently it's a personal matter, so hopefully everything's cool. I don't want to talk too light about it, joking and stuff about Harden, and then it turns out he's got a serious family situation. So good vibes all around, but just don't know what's going to be going on for sure with the Sixers because they still could trade him, get something in return. Or, they can run out there with Maxey. We'll see what happens, though. They got Joel Embiid. He's trying to win. He's trying to win. They're all trying to win, but Joel, he won MVP. Now he wants to win that chip. And I still think you can't really discount the Hawks, man. They're still getting their chemistry worked out a little bit, especially, early on. Even the guys that have played together a while, like Clint and Trey, they still got to get it refigured out every year. But we'll see, if Trey and DeJounte and Bogey, when he's playing off the bench, they can get that chemistry going with Jalen Johnson. I think that's going to improve this year. I'm looking forward to see what they can do. And I ain't giving up on the Panthers yet, even though I probably should. We're 0-6. We're not going to win the Super Bowl. But, man, we could still win our shitty-ass division. It's still possible. As I've said, it's almost like a catchphrase of mine. Crazier shit has happened. A lot crazier shit. We won it, 7-8-1. We won our division once. I remember that year I gave up pretty much. I was like, well, we suck. Who gives a shit? And then I started looking at the standings. I'm like, damn. These other teams apparently don't give a shit either. Because they suck. And they left us in it. That was the year. That was when they changed the tie rules, because I was like, wait, this game's over. We're tied the Bengals. We don't get a chance to beat the Bengals. He said tie, and we still won the division. But hey, man, hope you all enjoyed that little bit of Brooks that I gave y'all today. Just a little bit of babbling, not too much, because I am tired. I worked today. I was on my feet for 8 hours, and the other dishwasher called in, so I was on my own for most of the day. I had some help, though. Appreciate about this place. They seem to actually help you when you need it. But hey, I hope y'all have a great day. Enjoy watching some college football tomorrow. I'm going to try to watch some games throughout the late afternoon and early evening at least. And then NFL on Sunday. We'll see if I get any of these games right. I mean, I'm sure I'll get some of them right. I'm not going to be totally right, but it'd be wild if I got them all right? That'd be cool. I'll definitely have to remember to check myself and brag about if I get a high percentage right. I was always good at tests back in the day, man. Passed that shit half asleep. I absorbed knowledge. It was crazy. Teachers hated it and loved me, and I was like, I don't want to be your pet. I hated being the teacher's favorite. One time a teacher told me I was her favorite. I responded by saying, that sucks. What sucked even more is she made me write a bunch of clean, non-sexually related synonyms for that sucks, which is harder to think, because most things like blows and stuff like that also has a sexual connotation. But shout out Miss Root. I guess she's still alive. She wasn't that old. But hey, man, hope y'all have a great day. I'm gonna stop babbling and go smoke a bowl. Hope y'all have a wonderful evening. Enjoy your weekend, and check in sometime. I'll try to give y'all some blessings Tuesday. Definitely Wednesday. So Tuesday, I'm gonna try to start getting Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday consistent, and then other days would be a beautiful bonus. We'll see how that goes. Hope y'all have a great day. 1 week till the Hawks home opener. Less than a week, man. Tuesday, the NBA season tips off for realsies, and we'll definitely be talking about that next week. I'm excited for the NBA. It's a beautiful thing. Basketball, my favorite sport right now. Favorite one to watch. A lot of great memories watching basketball over the year, man. We'll talk more about that and everything else on the next edition of Babbling Brooks. Subscribe on Spotify so you don't miss a babble, baby. Babbling Brooks, signing off. Peace out.